Hello, reader. Thank you for joining us. This is the Christian Readers Community Podcast. On this podcast, we will be discussing with fellow readers and authors. You will never lack for good conversations and recommendations of Christian books. If you're a lover of literary works, fiction and non-fiction, then you have made the right stop here. Thank you for joining us again, and I hope you listen to every podcast that we get to put out for you. Thank you.
Faith Ijiga is a multifaceted creative force, serving as both a podcaster and an accomplished author. With a passion for storytelling that spans genres, Faith's literary journey is characterized by gripping crime, thriller, and suspense novels. A bachelor's degree holder from the National Open University of Nigeria, Faith's fascination with politics began to take root during her days in the university, where she read peace studies and conflict resolution. Today, she channels this interest into crafting compelling narratives within the realm of the political, with military, and crime thrillers. Connect with Faith on all her various social media.
Have you ever read a political thriller book? Well, our guest is here to talk about her upcoming book, which explores political and social issues. So, thank you for joining us today. I am Anna Metal, your host. Comment down below wherever you're listening from, be it country, state, region, or continent. I would love to know. I have with me in the studio a wonderful personality, a member and co-founder of the Christian Writers and Readers Club, and her name is Faith Ijiga. Hey Faith, welcome to the Tables Being Turned. How does it feel being interviewed today?
Anna, you're really funny. Yeah, I guess I've moved from being the hunter to the hunted. Yeah.
Yes.
It's wonderful to be here, and I do hope that I'll reply the questions correctly, because I don't know what it feels like. I'm going to be having my first time experience on this platform, at least.
Okay, so let's put this question on hold. When we are getting to the end, I'll come back to it. So, Jungle Justice says, the first time I heard about jungle justice, I thought it was about people fighting for animals, the jungles, and maybe the people settling there. But then, reading your book, I realized it's something different. So for people like me who have not heard about jungle justice or the meaning before, please tell us, what is jungle justice?
So I don't really have the exact dictionary meaning, but over here in Nigeria, there's something we call jungle justice. When you say a jungle justice was carried out on you, it's when you are, declared guilty by the public court of opinion. Yes, when the public have declared you guilty, and then they proceed to carry out a measure of what they term justice on you. This actually happens in cases where people, just sometimes when you're found stealing, or maybe even without taking you to the proper court, without suing you to court, they just declare that, oh, I saw him, he stole this, she stole that, she did this, she did that, she deserves to die. Then you now stone her to death, or you stone him to death. In some cases, after stoning the person to death, they burn the person's body to ashes. So that's actually what we call jungle justice over here. And so it's not really about so like you said, it's not really about people fighting a jungle scene and all that, but we believe that such kind of people, like that kind of behavior, is actually for people who are in the jungle, people who are not well educated, people who don't carry out proper investigation. Once they just deem you guilty, So that's actually the act where that barbarians, carry out. So that's why it's called. So when we see such acts in this modern time, we just call it jungle justice. So that's what it is. Or that's what it means in this term.
Okay. That's quite a sensitive topic.
It is.
Coupled with the fact that you decided to focus on terrorism and then politics, political instability. Tell us, what inspired you to explore this subject?
Sister, jungle justice. In Nigeria, there's a lot going on. So many things has been happening. So many things going wrong here and there. There seems to be no way out of it. There's too much trouble, fighting, social unrest, political instability, and so on and so forth and so forth. So we just have to come to that place where I realize that, okay, what do I do? Because I don't like the situation in the country, and so many people do not like it. And if I try to, bring a solution, what can I do? I'm just one person among the 230 million Nigerians we have in the country. So what can I do? I on my own. So I know that I couldn't really do much. I won't be able to do much. Not at least with, I won't be able to bring a permanent solution in one day. But then, is that going to be a reason for me to be quiet? No. But I just had to look for how to express myself amidst, everything that's going wrong in the country. And then I thought about my pen, and I realized that this could be a useful tool to talk about what's happening in the country, and to help many people, to show them or to help them articulate what's happening in the country, to make them realize that this situation is actually very bad. And if we keep quiet and fold our hands, we won't like the outcome in a few years to come.
Okay. When I started reading your book, I realized that you did just that, because this is the first political thriller book I have ever set my eyes on and decided to read. So I'm so glad it was yours that I read first, because now I have a better opinion of this genre. So I want you to tell us, because when I was reading, I found that you had the way with words that I could feel what the jihadists, the terrorists, the Muslims, those who were not extremists, and all their counterparts, what they were feeling. You have a way with words that even when it got to the little girl or the little child, it was as if I could read their minds and feel their emotions, And my question is, how did you conduct the research to ensure such accuracy and authenticity in your portrayal of the setting, that is Nigeria, and then the characters?
Well, thank you very much. That's a wonderful question. That's a very, very wonderful question. Actually, besides writing a story that's set in Nigeria, I'm also a Nigerian. I also reside in Nigeria. So I see what's going on. I see what's happening. And, it's something that I live with. It's like I sleep and wake up with it. So it's actually experiencing those things and putting them down, penning them down in words, in your own words, and making them come alive. It's not really easy. I agree with that, but it was something that I trained with. I did over and over and over and over again, wrote different drafts, kept writing and cleaning, kept writing and deleting and editing and editing. Actually, this book took me 2 years to write. So
Wow.
you can imagine all the time and resources that I poured into it. And before then, my first and second book, which were not political thrillers, the second one was a crime thriller, and the first one is suspense fiction. So those ones actually took me an average of 5 months to write, but this one took me 2 years. Not to even talk about the fact that I had been reading political thrillers before that time, and so that was actually it had to do. I did lots of writing and editing, then did lots of reading and reading and reading and reading until I had to draw my characters, did lots of thinking. I drew my characters to myself. I made them stay with me, stay very close to me. Even the terrorists, I brought them close because I didn't want to be biased when writing about them or, putting down vague information. I needed to read them, learn, think, ask myself, how would a terrorist think? I'm a Christian, but if I want to write about a terrorist, then I better, think like they think. If I want to write about a soldier, I better think like a soldier thinks. If I want to write like a political figure, I had to, imagine myself as that political figure and ask myself, how am I going to, do this, do that, So there were so many characters in the book, like you said. Actually, I was writing 4 scenes simultaneously, so or should I say 4 story plot simultaneously, which of course towards the end they started coming together, which the readers are going to find out when they start reading the book. So all these are the things that I had to divide myself, make sure that one, I bring my characters close, to think like them, ask the kind of questions that they are going to ask. So I didn't just write this book as a Christian, but I tried to put myself in my character's shoes, because if I had not done it that way, you wouldn't have been able to, you wouldn't have understood their uniqueness. Yes. And you wouldn't have been able to flow with the story. But I'm glad I was able to bring you in. I'm excited.
Well, that certainly explains why I was able to see from their perspective and at least understand why they were doing that, even though I didn't agree with them. Yeah, you can say so. In your book trailer, you mentioned that your story would resonate with Joel C. Rosenberg fans. I hope I mentioned his name correctly.
Just Joel C. Rosenberg. But don't worry, it's just the American pronunciation.
I'm not going to attempt pronouncing it.
The way you actually pronounce it is our African way of pronouncing the surname, so no problems.
Oh, okay. So, what elements of your book do you think will appeal to readers who enjoy his work?
Oh, I think the political and military aspect of things, and the terrorist side as well. Okay. Yes, for everyone who likes political military thrillers, they will see, because for him, he writes stories set in the Middle East, North Africa, and the United States. And most times it's talking about terrorism, terrorists, and how it's affecting the Middle East, North Africa, and the United States. So for everyone who likes stories about the military, political figures, and terrorists, especially Islamic terrorists. This story is going to resonate with them.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about the book Jungle Justice.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. That's a wonderful question. The book Jungle Justice, in as much as it was a fiction book, it's actually a story that was taken from a real life event. Yes, every part of the story was taken from real life events. And like I explained earlier, the meaning of jungle justice, what we call jungle justice over here, and how we see it, that was actually what happened to one of my characters. I wouldn't want to mention her name to avoid giving away spoilers. So, and if anybody checks that book trailer you're talking about on my page, they would see it. They will see it will give them a glimpse of what the book is about. But the book is actually about the terror Boko Haram, an Islamic terrorist group known as Boko Haram, is unleashing on the country, and how it has destroyed lives, displaced many people from their homes, destroyed properties, and even how it has affected the economy of the country. So all these are some of the things I, portrayed in my story, and how it's also affecting neighboring West African countries. Yeah, so that's basically what the book is about.
You mentioned drawing inspiration from real life events. Well, about that. So someone saw your book trailer and she DM'd me. She was like, is the Nigerian president backing them? And I said, no, it's just in the story. And she was like, oh, okay. so my question is, how do you balance fact and fiction in your story to avoid, perpetuating harmful stereotypes?
If you notice, because I gave you an advanced copy of the book, just like I stated at the preface, I thought I asked the readers, to check my author's notes at the end of the book to see what's fact and what's fiction. So at the end of all my books, I always distinguish between facts and fiction, just to make it clear to everyone. Because if you're reading the book and you're just reading without knowing the situation in Nigeria, you might be thinking, oh, is all these facts, or is everything fiction? Is everything I'm reading here fiction? So if you don't read the book at the end, but if you read the author's notes at the end, if you read the author's note before reading the book, you'll be getting so many spoilers that you might, end up not being interested to read the book. And that's why I distinguish between facts and fiction, to avoid, like you said, stereotype, information that would be misleading the readers. So that's what I do, and that's what authors who write political and military thrillers do at the end of their books as well.
And we are grateful for the author note. Sis, this is the first installment in a series, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, how do you hope your book contributes to the conversation around extremism, social justice and politics?
Okay, let me first start with explaining a little about Islamism in Nigeria, specifically I'm not going to generalize. I won't say about the entire world. So I wrote this book to let everyone know, because in this country we are used to pointing fingers. The Christians are pointing at the Muslims are pointing at Christians. Everybody is blaming everybody for the woes of the country. And when it comes to being a Muslim, I'd say we have two types: those who are supporting what Boko Haram is doing here, and those who are not supporting what they are doing. So the problem is that when Boko Haram strikes, or when the herdsmen bandit strikes, the Christians or some people in the country will start saying, well, you people are killing yourselves. So what do? We are happy about it. People should continue killing yourselves. So this book I'm writing is just to let them know that, I know we are not happy. Some people are not happy with each other because they've been affected negatively by the country's problems. I just wanted to let them know that in this area where I'm writing about Muslims, to let them know that not all of them are terrorists or even supporters of what the terrorists are doing in the country. Some of them are very good, kind-hearted. So my own is, when we stop that stereotyping, I think we would be better for it. If everybody stops shouting, well, Christians are bad because one Christian guy or Christian lady did something harmful to them. If everybody stops shouting Muslims are bad because Boko Haram are killing people, killing even their fellow Muslims, then I think we would be better off for it. And another purpose again of writing this book, the political aspect of things, is to let them know that Nigeria is not for Christians, Nigeria is not for Muslims, Nigeria is for Nigerians. If we can come together and agree on this fact, that would make things easy for us. During the last election, for example, some people came out and they were like, no matter how bad a Muslim is, he is better. That the worst Muslim is better than a Christian. And I'm like, are we voting Christians or Muslims? Or are we voting the right people into the seats of power? Are we voting the right people who will lead us into the right direction? So any problem that happens, people are pointing, saying it is your fault, you Muslims, because we have a Muslim president and a vice president for the first time in the country, and the country is totally in chaos. And this is why I had to, sit down and ask myself what's happening and write about it, because this is something that even as Christians we ought to talk about. We ought to talk about them. We have to talk about them. Yes.
I really see what you just mentioned in the book, because even with the Muslims that you wrote about, there were the extremists, and then there were the people who were just disgusted that the so-called righteous Muslims were doing all what they were doing in the name of Allah. So thank you for doing the Lord's work with this book, and I pray it gets to more people. That leads me to my next question. Street team, how are you still looking for people, and how do we sign up?
Oh, it's almost the release date, so So I can't really say I'm looking for street team per se, but if anyone would be interested to read the book and talk about it anytime, let the person should reach out to me. I'll drop my email at the description box. Then the person can reach out to me, read the book for free. Then because I'll send the person a copy, because my street team members have received a copy. They've already received they've received it, and I believe they are doing their going on. They've probably finished reading it, so very soon I should be distributing the graphics as well, graphics and links. But anybody who would like to read the book for free, to drop a review about the book, should please reach out to me. I'm always willing to send the book out to the person, and I would like to know what the person thinks, and I'll be very grateful if the person would be able to drop a review on social media, on Amazon, on Seller, and anywhere the person is able to.
Listeners, you heard her. Please, it is, if you want a free book, please be willing to do a review. You can't come for the free book and not do a review, please. So, where do we get the book, and when is the book coming out?
It's going to be releasing on the 12th of May, so we're just a few days away. So it's going to be releasing this week. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right then. So back to my question. What's it like being interviewed?
Hey. So you know what it feels like to be on a hot seat. It was easy. I'm just gonna take once we're done with this interview, I'll be like, thank God it's over. And I'm like, is this what it feels like to interview others?
Amazing, right? So, what are your final words? Is there something you'd like to tell the listeners?
Okay, so what I would like to tell the listeners is, first, it doesn't matter what part of the world you're from. This book is for you. As long as you like reading political and military thrillers, you do check this out. And even if you're not just reading, as a Nigerian, as a concerned Nigerian, you can, read it for even the sake of the entertainment, because I believe the story is very entertaining. So just read it for the sake of the entertainment. Yes, and I believe you would like the story. Then secondly, as Christians, as Muslims, whoever you are, because although this podcast is basically for Christians, so I guess I will just direct this word to Christians. That's wherever you are, pray for your country. Don't, instead of waking up in the morning and criticizing, pray for your country. Hand it over to God and believe Him for the best. Yes. So,
Author Faith, thank you so much. And I want to add something, please.
Sure.
This was my first time reading a political thriller. Please, you don't have to like this genre. Just give this book a try. And with the entertainment part, she mentioned something about Okada in the book. I was like, what? Is this one of those things where she makes things up, or is it real? So you really want to read this book, if not for the genre, just for the entertainment part. Thank you so much for answering.
I'm going to ask you a question. And so do you guys also call bikes Okada over there too?
No. So we call it Pragya. And there's this Indian movie, I don't really remember. I think it was Kumkum Bhagya. There was this main character, the female protagonist, she was called Pragya. And in the series, the common mode of transportation she was using was the motorcycle, right? So when the tricycles started coming to Ghana, the series were still airing, and people started calling the tricycles Pragya, and the name stuck.
Wow.
But then the Nigerians here, most of them call them Okada, but we are not very used to it, because in the Nigerian movies, the Okada we see are the motorcycles, not the tricycles. So we just stick to the Pragya name that we've chosen.
Wow.
So yes.
Wow, this is quite interesting. Thank you for teaching me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And listeners, don't forget to tell us where you're listening from. We would really love to know. So thank you so much for joining us, author Faith, and for this opportunity to interview you. Thank you also to our listeners for joining us today, and we hope this recording was a blessing to you. Till we meet again, take care of yourself. Bye-bye.